Hello, everyone. Hello, David again. I'm always very pleased and happy to see you over there in Melbourne.
Thank you.
Long
It has
time.
been a rough.
Yeah.
It has been a rough week here because we just had rain for the last 4 days.
Oh,
But
is
that's
it?
all right.
It's starting to become fall, right?
Autumn.
Autumn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here
autumn.
it's
Yeah.
the opposite. We have blue sky today, and it's getting warmer, but still, I think it's spring now officially, right? Since I think a couple of days ago. Anyway. I think today we are going to talk a little bit about how to conduct a quick SEO audit, and we will be a bit more practical in future. Even we have a lot of ideas about how to help you guys out there, no matter if you're SEO, freelance SEO, in-house SEO, or someone who's running their own website, blog, whatsoever. And today I was thinking to surprise David with a website that we can actually analyze. Since the two of us, we are into endurance sports and cycling, David, please hop on maybe google.com. Hey, why are you Googling me? And Google for Cebu, Cebu City Bike Shop, for example.
Oh.
Yeah, since so many people are discovering cycling in the Philippines, and then what I was thinking is, why is Facebook ranking up there and not, for example, YKK bikes? Yeah. First thing I can see, so this is already the start of our audit. Why on earth do YKK bikes have the HTTPS version and the HTTP version indexed? Kindly scroll down again. So this is the first thing that jumps to my mind and into my eyes. Yeah, this is one thing that I would investigate further. So how about you, David? Shall we look further into YKK bikes, and what would be the first thing that you would assess when it comes to a quick and dirty SEO audit?
All right. First and foremost, the most important bit I think you always need to look at is the keyword you've just used. So I'm using an incognito browser, which is basically just it's not a fresh browser, so to speak. It's just not saving my history from now moving forward. But since I'm on Google, you can see I'm not signed in. So I've just searched for a location, Cebu City, and then the bike shop. So I'm giving a location and a specific search phrase on what exactly I'm looking for in Cebu City, and that is the bike shop. Now, interestingly enough, YKK Bikes comes up here, and you can see their Facebook site does as well. Then you have Bikeology, and then you have the actual website YKK Bikes. So it seems it is a fairly straightforward search query up here. And it's also broad because it's not the actual brand name. It's no one's brand name from what I can see. Or no one calls themselves Cebu City Bike Shop or Bike Shop Cebu City, to make it really easy, because some websites, register their domain and change their brand to a very broad keyword, so to get the best chance to ranking for it. And if we just look at the search results page in general, you can see I don't get served any ads at the moment because I'm sitting in Australia, obviously. So this landing page will look different, very different to wherever you search from at what time of the day. I'm on a desktop computer. It probably would look, very different on mobile. So those are all factors you need to pull in before you actually make some sort of suggestion to what can be optimized and what not. So number one is, the first question was, why do we see two versions on the website? So if you look very closely, you can see that you have HTTPS and you have HTTP, as you mentioned. But also you can see that the product page, category page for all products is ranking before anything else. So it seems that whoever finds YKK, they prefer to serve on the all products page first. So that's where we go. And while we do that, we open the HTTP version in the second window.
By the way, we are not affiliated with YKK Bikes. It was just totally random. So it could have been also Psychology or Psychologic or any other bike store in Cebu City. For whatever reason, we came up with YKK in this case.
Yeah. So very interesting. I do end up on the www, which is great. And then
the HTTPS is not redirecting.
Yeah. So I think that the first, let's say, the first opportunity we can see here is that I think there are two opportunities straight away. So the first one is that Google is crawling to find other websites. It will crawl the web on different websites and different pages. And every time you mention YKK bikes, people might mention it in the non-HTTPS version way, and some will mention it in the HTTPS version. And therefore, both will be available for Google to crawl. Now, technically, yes, they are the same. It's the same website, but in this case, one of them is not secured through a certificate on the web server, and the other one is. So obviously, the one which is secured will always have a higher ranking preference for Google than the one which is not secure. But it looks like, from just looking without using any of the paid tools or free tools available, that the HTTP version will be the one which has been around longer. We can actually do the site colon test to see.
That's the second thing. I usually do the site colon check at the very first to see what's actually around, what's indexed in Google. You're using the complete path. I usually cut out the HTTPS ...
Yeah, so there's a total of just over 2,000 results. What you can do is you can just say, you can even remove the ... So you can see I get 1,900 results just with HTTP, and you can also see that we have now even a fourth version. So we have 4 versions of the website being indexed. Look at this. I can even see www, non-HTTPS of ykkbikes.com. I absolutely love this. We should reach out to them and just ask them if they would like to hire us.
Yeah, I mean, if they need someone who's looking after this, but as far as I can tell, most of those bike shops in Cebu, they just get people to visit them. They do not even Google. But there will be a point when it's gonna be important. And I know that, for example, in Cebu City, there are also specialized shops and track bicycle stores, as we mentioned before. So they might consider SEO to get more business through search engines, especially the local SEO through the Google Maps listing, for example. But for now, we are really just assessing ykkbikes.com. And I see that you're using some further search parameters already to find more. And we can dig deep into it just by playing around with it. And it's super interesting to see what you can find out, right?
I'm already jumping ahead here a few steps, but so I think just to kind of like go back why we are doing this. So why is this so important? So the reason why we are looking at that kind of indexation on the search results is right now it is pretty hard for Google to figure out what version of your website to show an index to its search users. So again, as I mentioned, Google will find a way to crawl that website. And in the current case, it might be that, the non-dub or HTTP version, one of them has been the original site. So when the site went live for the first time, it was probably publicly available on the non-HTTPS version. Then later on, Google discovered that there's also a dub version of it, and there's a HTTPS version of it, because it looks like they're obviously an online shop. So if you buy products from them, the online shop would probably require you to go through a secure checkout, or there might be something in the site which needs to be secure because it will pass on some details. It might be a contact form whatsoever. But again, why is this a problem? Number one, you're duplicating yourself. That's the first thing. So you're cannibalizing yourself by showing the same page here. I can show you how it looks like. So this one, YKK Bikes News Brands, SRAM. Let's say we have physique. If we search for YKK Bikes Physique, which is a brand. So we get brands, we get the category, which is great. So it seems like Google is doing not a too bad job to filter out some parts of the website, let's say the non-dub. So it does seem to like the dub version, to show the dub version to its users, but still it's not very clear when to show HTTPS and HTTP. So how could we fix it? Because we want to bring users perhaps to this version of the website. And we come later on how to make the decision if it's dub and non-dub. But in this case here, it seems like that the dub version is preferred by Google if I search the brand already. And the way how to fix it is depending on the website or the CMS you use and the technology, that you can redirect that whole domain or the whole path HTTP to HTTPS. So that's the first thing, because right now both is working fine. It's just a matter of where do we force redirect the user to, and in this case I would highly recommend to do it to HTTPS dub.
Yeah, I think so too.
Second reason.
Yeah.
Second reason. Yeah, sorry. Before we go ahead, I do not see a canonical tag on any of those pages.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like Google. So Google has a documentation for anyone who's just looking to find out what we are looking for here. The canonical tag is basically a signal. You can implement a tag, a HTML tag, which is not visible for the user itself, only if you go to the source code. So whenever Google is crawling the content of the pages and tries to index those, it will look for those tags which can signalize the search crawler that firstly, if you are crawling this page, here is a canonical tag which will tell you if this page you're just currently crawling is the original version of it, or if there's if this is a duplicate. And if that's the case, do not index the duplicate version of it. Here's an example. You can have dresses green dress, and then you can have another URL within your website which has a parameter in it to track it better. In this case, we do not want to index this version. We want to index the one above. So you can ask Google to consolidate that, to ignore this one here, because this one is preferred by us, by the website owner, to have in the search results. Yeah, and that would help heaps, because if you set up a canonical, you could tell Google that HTTPS YKK bikes is preferred. Because right now, if it would crawl this version here, it would be available for them. So in the source code, ideally, you should have a canonical tag, which is not the case. And the canonical tag would tell Google which page to index and the other one safely to ignore.
But you would probably also agree that if, let's say, this is an Apache server, right? Because it's a Drupal installation. Also, you could canonicalize it,
Wow.
really make sure that only one version is available. All the others are redirecting to it. And in this case, it would not be necessary anymore to define the canonical tag. But I think Drupal also has an add-on where you can actually set the canonical tag apart from this. But
yeah, I think it depends also what type of Drupal version they have.
Yeah.
Drupal, I think it won't tell us here. But if you're looking, let's say you are the owner of the Drupal website, you can just search for Drupal canonical tags.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
I mean, anyway, this is already very, very advanced SEO, I would say.
Oh, it is, yeah.
About redirects and canonical tags. I'm pretty sure that when we assess this website for the first time, we can also look at more basic things like robots text file, sitemap, XML, H1 headings, H2 headings, meta titles, descriptions, and a couple more points. Let's see how many we will actually cover. We didn't set a time for it yet, but I think we will just go with the flow and see what we can find within this, let's say, hour or so.
I think, yeah, look, I think let's discuss two more things. I think okay, so two quick ones. I think what we just wanted to emphasize here is Cebu City Bike Shop, was that right?
Yeah.
So what we are doing here is let's say if I'm the owner of YKK bikes, or I'm a potential customer, you can search for YKK bikes, but ideally you want to get people to come to you when they search for their local bicycle shop in Cebu, which they already do, which is fantastic. So from a ranking perspective, hey, they're ranking on page 1 for that broad keyword, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's called SEO optimization. So we want to optimize, to have unified search results and make sure that the user always lands on the right page when they're looking for you. Because right now, it's not really, we can't really understand out of that query what is the best results to show. Perhaps it might be, and that's why you can see it shows you the Google Maps listing, the local pack, because it will show you that, hey, this bicycle shop, YKK Bikes, is within Cebu. Here's the address. These are the ratings. But if you're looking for more information, like maybe you want to follow their social profile on Facebook, it seems like that this one is ranking above anything else because it seems to, with a competitor, have the most traffic going to. But the next part here is, as I mentioned before, that all products seems to be something that people are interested in. So maybe they're looking for new bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
And then is the next step, what happens if I look for buy bicycle in Cebu City? Would we then still appear? If not, what would be the next step from there? So you always look at the phrase you're typing into Google, try to understand the intent behind the phrase. And with the intent, we mean, if I'm looking for that, what results or what solution do I look for my problem here? It is quite broad on what we do, but all we are asking for is to see results of a bike shop in the city of Cebu.
What I
and
like,
then Google tries.
that we haven't used any tools so far, right? And just by looking at what Google shows to you, you can already derive some conclusions. And yeah, you can see the auto suggest best bike shop in Cebu and so on. So you can also try and see what comes up when you click on best bike shop in Cebu. Maybe that might be also interesting. Or we go into another more commercial and specified search phrase like buy a bike frame Cebu city or something like this, and see what comes up, and get a feel of what Google is listing there, because that might be also a very interesting keyword for a bike shop.
Yeah, but look, again, I mean, you do see the auto suggestion here, and it depends if you have, depending on your privacy settings, you might not see the auto suggestions here. So at the moment, I do see them, and we've typed in the city and we typed in bike shop, and you know what happens? Google is showing us Bikeology highlighted and price list, and YKK bikes and price list, but also Cebu bike Mercado. You see that Mercado is highlighted, not the same as YKK and Bikeology and Canonical, but out of all of them, it doesn't have any bike in it. So you know what happens here? Google shows us an entity, a brand, a company which is associated to bike shop. So you'll see how smart Google is in terms of picking up that certain names or people who search for a service, location, and then the brand. Google will learn out of that and then associate it. So what it does is it will tell you who. Look, David, you are searching very broadly of a bike shop. Can I suggest you Canonical, because it seems that most people who are looking for a bike shop end up going to Kent, or it seems like Kent has been mentioned most of the times within the web around bicycle shop. Bikeology is the same, and it just reflects here. We have Canonical up here, and we have Bikeology down here. So it gives you all the, I would say, most mentioned bike shops perhaps in Cebu. So we are not even looking at the moment on why this is happening, but it seems that with the data available to Google, that it has decided to rank those brands. So it does help when you are a bicycle shop, that you do a great customer service, that you do proactively represent yourself on the web or wherever, even within the city, because it just means that Google, outside of its realm, can find out more about you from other websites and then rank you for those when someone searches broadly. So as you can see, we're talking here now on just that one page. We talk a lot about all the information you can pick up on it if you have a keen eye for a search results page. And it just tells you what, how you can grow in search engines if you understand how they actually work, right? So our job is to make it easier for the ever hungry machine to index the right information.
What's funny is, I was just hopping on Cebu Canonical Inc. Kindly click on this result if you can find a website for Cebu Canonical. Even here in this repack, you can see the result already.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I don't think they have their website. When you click on it, then I think it's
that's another thing. It does get redirected to, it seems like it doesn't. You know what that usually means?
They probably didn't pay the fee, or they just dropped the domain.
They now, they might not. They didn't pay their hosting service.
Yeah.
It expired. So it sometimes the problem is that people have moved on with their domain. No, but you're right. They, that's a year ago. Maybe but it doesn't say here that their business has closed.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's perfectly unoptimized. I think the first guy in Cebu who's going to optimize for a bike shop will probably be ranking.
Yeah, a week ago.
Yeah.
Complete bicycle parts at a high end and very good quality. Okay, that came from Jake, which only has left one review 3 months ago. No customer service, but interestingly enough, they don't have a website at all. So
you have one, it seems, but yeah.
Oh, but they haven't mentioned it. They haven't. Yeah, that's Bicology, but I'm pretty sure that's why they were ranking with their Facebook page. But wow, look, we're already looking at one result here. So they have Facebook, but they don't have anything else. They have Bicology in Australia because I'm searching from Australia. So I'm getting a lot of Australian results. I could change my proxy, but I think that would cut out our connection right now. Yeah, interesting.
I don't think that Bicology Cebu has a website. They only have a Facebook page.
Yeah, which is fine. You're just losing out on perhaps some opportunities there. Like YKK Bikes, they do.
Oh, they do have a
their website
page as well, it seems. Did you see that?
They do have what? A
.com.ph on rank 246.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So that
just another duplication.
Oh, wow, that is a completely new website as well.
Wow. So by digging
and that
this is in Manila, Legazpi Street. It's also in Cebu City. Sorry. Yeah, we found another website which is also there, it seems.
It looks great.
And this seems to be a real shop. So I don't think this is Drupal. This looks more like probably WooCommerce, WordPress. No?
WooCommerce would have some indication of the payment types.
Shopify, maybe. Wix Static. What's that? Is that a Wix website?
Yes, that is a Wix. That is a Wix website.
I didn't even know that Wix has shops now.
You can make it a shop, but you know what's
interesting? By the way, Argon 18. Look at my frame. Look at this.
You have an Argon.
Oh, this is now some ad for Argon 18. Funny. I didn't know that they have another website here. Okay.
Interestingly enough, if you would advertise this on paid search, right? In running Google Ads with a payment, with a shopping fee, you would get flagged because, do you notice something here?
Yeah, this crossed out, I mean this 75,000 thing.
No, it's on special, but I'll give you a tip. Do you think this will be the final cost when you come to the payment?
Oh no, for sure not. There will be some additional fees.
Right. So that would be a bit of a red flag for Google in shopping, because you would come here to the page saying, oh, it just cost, 48,000
pesos. Roughly $1,000 USD. So,
but I'm pretty sure, and that's why I was dropping it into the cart. And even in the cart, I can't see, is it, excluding shipping? Is there any VAT, GST on it, some tax? Are there any handling fees? Because in the end, they might slam you with another $100 of fees. So we're already going into the conversion rate optimization and other pieces and bits. But you can see that, even if a user lands on the page here and really tries to look at your current pricing you have for that particular product, you might miss out here on someone trying to buy something, because they might ask themselves, can I pay with credit card? Also, there are no payment types here. I don't even know. I don't even know if I have the right credit card. I might come to the end of the checkout after 10 minutes, adding out everything to the card, and then I realize they don't accept American Express.
My guess would be, since I know the Philippines, they don't even offer this shipping method here. This is probably just to reserve it and then pick it up there. I don't think you can get it shipped.
Interesting. And you need to sign up, so you can't even check out as a guest. Interesting. Yeah, I guess, look, Wix is a great CMS if you want to build your own website and keep it fairly easy to run and look after. But again, coming back to the SEO side of things, now, does this site have a canonical? It should. It's from Wix.
I think Wix, yeah, should have it. Yeah.
It does. Fairly low, but it does. And you can see it does give Google the preferred version of YKK bikes. But yeah, look, it is interesting. Yes, they do run both sites. You know what that means? They're paying hosting twice. They're paying Wix to host the site and run it. And then they have the other website. And then, yeah, users might find this one because this one ranks above anything else. And
yeah, I mean, obviously, there is
same address.
There is probably a need for optimization, or not a need, but there is potential for optimization just by merging the websites and making at least one of them more effective and getting also higher rankings. I mean, why would someone register another domain and put up another website? Obviously, because they want to be found, they want to have more business. So I think this is a good example for a bike shop that is active, that at least has not only one website, but two domains, two websites on different systems. One is Drupal, one is Wix. And yeah, maybe David, we should be reaching out.
We should ask if they want any help. That's a good point. And it seems like bike shop Cebu is a great keyword to rank for. We could also look for mountain bikes. Yeah, Cebu.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many cyclists out there now these days. Like 10 years ago, there was hardly anyone cycling, and now every weekend you see so many cyclists going up north to Carmen, Danau, and yeah, it's certainly an emerging market. And I think nowadays there are probably like at least 10, 12 bike shops in Cebu City. So competition.
It is really interesting. Sorry to cut you off there, but it's really interesting to see Facebook and other platforms to just rank for very big terms.
But that might be also because in the Philippines, many people are only on Facebook. So maybe there is also a bit different in the Philippines.
But it also shows you that there is so much opportunity there.
Yeah. Are you already thinking to open a bike shop in Cebu City now, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks fantastic. Bike shop in Mandao City. Facebook, find local. We go here. There's not even one single website.
YKK Bikes comes on. Yeah.
And so, it comes with news in it.
I think YKK is also potentially the biggest bike store in Cebu City, as far as I can remember. They are also fairly affordable, I would say. They are not the most expensive shop. And I mean, I've been to at least 10 different bike stores, and I was able to find some. What was it that I bought there? I think, yeah, wheels.
Didn't you get your bike fixed because something happened to your rear derailleur once?
That was actually at a competitor's. I think that was at Cyclelogic in Mandawi. Yeah, Cyclelogic. And of course, I've been to Bikeology every now and then in Banilat.
Yeah, so I think, look, you know, we're getting dragged away from, you know, what we see on the front end, but back end. But I think what people should take from this today is that we try to look at it from a really high, I mean, we were jumping into the canonical, so we can't say we were high level here, but we really try to approach this from a human perspective, other than, you know, jumping into how fast does this load? How many links does this page have? What tool can we pull in to give us this or that stats? How many keywords do we rank for here? Whereas what happens if you just take the most simple, broadest term to describe, what you offer, bicycle shop, bicycle service in Cebu, and see what you come across. And what we've seen is in the search results that you might not rank with the best result or even with a lot of duplicate information for your business. And then if you do, you can see up here, it says not secure. For me, not knowing what it means, it would not, I wouldn't be happy to keep surfing on the website if the browser tells me, oh, hang on, that's not secure. But I don't even know how this one is going to look like on mobile. That's another big story. But
yeah,
just by kind of like trying to go the path as your end user would, you just try to discover your own site, and then you will see that certain findings do not match up. That's something there where you can just go and say, look, that's something I need to fix. I need to fix the duplication of my domain. I need to help the search engine to stop crawling parts of my website which are just hurting my visibility, right? And then you can focus on, okay, what website do you actually want to rank? Do you want to combine them? Then that's a whole nother strategy you need to include. And then what is your priority? Do you want people to shop online, or do you want them to book a bicycle repair or a bicycle consultation? What do you think?
Yeah, we haven't even really started a proper SEO audit here. We just looked at what we found on Google. We had a couple of, topics that we were digging into. It was just the canonicalization, the duplications, the duplicate websites, HTTPS, SSL situation. And as I've mentioned before, there would be so many other things to analyze, like the meta titles, meta descriptions, H1 headings, the content situation in general. We could check for internal, external duplications, off-page backlinks, and so on. Page speed. Those are all areas that we could be looking into, but just by talking now half an hour about what we can see without even using any tools, this gives us already a very good idea of what you could do in order to just step by steps slightly improve the website and the visibility, the rankings for sure, to get more business.
Interesting. I was just looking, when we talk about content, you can see that this online shop here from YKK is selling products available across different online shops and retailers. And what they usually do is, right here, I can't buy anything. I can only see that this, helmet is available, but, I can't do anything. I don't know if it's in stock or if I can order it, what the price is, nothing. I don't even know sizing, nothing. What you can see is, and that's happening with most online retailers, if they get product in, which is, available anywhere, you'll just take the stock standard page copy, the copy you get, the product description, and slap it onto your website, right? But you can see if I search just that one sentence, I already get 133 other results with that. But fair enough. Lee Mars ranking with their own, because that's the manufacturer. But down here, I can see YKK popping up again for me. How funny is that? In Australia. Bike in between bike exchange. That's insane.
So they have trust, it seems.
Yeah, they seem to, or maybe not many others sell that product, or it. Let's see, is that in stock here? That's Euro.
I don't even know where this brand is coming from. Is it Australian maybe, or?
It is in stock. You can add it to basket. So it's not like it's an old product and they've not updated their product stock. And yeah, Lima, not sure. It's pretty high price for
for
that kind of ornament. Interesting.
My guess would be they are from Taiwan also, because most of the bike stuff is from Taiwan.
Yeah. +39.
That's Italy, maybe? Not sure.
Well, so much to SEO. That is Italy.
But yeah, the question is whether they actually produce this in Italy or if it's just a Italian brand and they also, you know, produce it in Taiwan. Limar.
Probably not.
Limar bike. Let's have a look. Yeah, I also cannot find it. However, yeah, interesting. So we do have copied content, obviously duplicate content, external duplications, probably heaps of internal duplications as well, because as far as I saw it, there's not much content on the category pages. So there was an update, or there was a news lately, even by John Mueller of Google, I think, who said, yeah, it's maybe not so important anymore. If you have some duplications, it will not be a negative ranking factor. What do you think about this, actually?
That sounds pretty new to me. John Mueller, duplication. It depends the severity of duplication. I think that's what he meant.
That one, yeah.
Duplicate content is not a negative ranking factor. So
yeah, I mean, I have an opinion regarding this, but I will first wait for your input on this.
Look, it's pretty simple on how I handle this. So, you know, you need to read exactly what he means. He said it's not a negative ranking factor. So it's not impacting you, like putting you down. It's just like, well, you have duplicate content. It's not good for you, but we won't penalize you for it. So it's not like, you know, you get in trouble for it. And there might sometimes be a genuine reason why it's duplicated. You just have not technically fixed it. So if I can, in all instances, would try to minimize as much as I can on duplicate content, as simple as that. Think about this, right? You're buying a book. Buy a book. You read the book, then you read page 12, and then you come to page 36, and you're like, hang on a second. I've read that already in page 12. And then you come to page 47, 48, 49, all the same content. It's not helpful for anyone. And, you know, it took, you know, I wasted minutes of reading all these pages just to realize that they were all duplicate, whereas I could have just skipped through it and just read, you know, other parts of your book in the same time. And it's the same for a search crawler, where it just crawls through a lot of information, then comes back with the algorithm to analyze what has just been crawled, and then understand, hang on, whatever you just crawled and gave me to index is all duplicated. It's all the same information. And Google won't guess what it would rank. It would just say, look, I can't figure out which one is if that one is a good solution for the end user, so I'll not rank it well, and I will not show it that often, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
what are your thoughts?
If everything was the same between two domains, two websites, yeah, but
yeah,
domain A has unique content, domain B has a lot of duplicated content, copied content, I bet any amount that the unique content will still outrank the other one. So in theory, it's an indirect penalization because you will still rank higher when you have unique content. Of course, you will not go into a sandbox when you have, like, obviously a few hundred pages copied, but it's still better if you have unique content, which is also attracting visitors or keeping visitors on your website, because it is actually adding some new aspects to a topic. And yeah, even when they say, yeah, it's not that big of an issue, it's not a negative ranking factor, in the end it is, because you will be ranking higher when you have unique content.
Yeah.
It's just logical also.
I always loved Moz basic guide to beginner SEO, and this pyramid is what is essential to rank on the web or within search results, and what is the least, which is to improve. The first one is as a fundamental part, and that's what we've spent so much time on to figure out what is going on here, because you have so many versions of the website ranking, and that's because all of them are available without getting redirected. If I'm getting confused as a user, a search engine get more and more confused because it only has milliseconds to crawl your content. And that's what they say about crawl accessibility. It is at the fundamental heart that if a search bot can't crawl your site, because it is blocked within the robots, it can't crawl anything. So you can work your best magic up here, but if the bottom one is not given, you don't have access, you don't give access to the bot, then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
And then we are discussing what you've just mentioned about, the content, and if it's duplicate, if it's low or high quality, is it easy to read? Does it have the right information? Is it concise without spelling or errors and mistakes? Compelling content that answers the searcher's query. So as simple as that. Some answer the query better than you do, and that's perhaps the reason why they rank above you. But not in all cases. So, and from there, if you have the great content, that's where you can start to optimize the keywords. So the pyramid is a fantastic visual overview of what we look at if we optimize for SEO. And yes, and you have that as well, John. You can look into your list of, well, what falls under crawl accessibility? Is it the robots, the sitemap, the page speed, and all of that. So you can break it down into so many pieces, but from a high level, yeah.
I totally love this. I'm so thankful that you share this, because obviously I haven't been on this page yet. I might have visited it a few years ago, but this pyramid is super cool. It really shows in short what is important, and we're definitely gonna link to this from the description below this video. And yeah, this adds a lot of value to the whole topic.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Moz has always been around forever. It feels like we grew up with Moz's tool before Ahrefs and SEMrush.
Yeah.
And they always have been on the forefront of helping and putting out information, which just helps us as SEOs and website owners to optimize our content for search engines. And this one here, I think it's not that old. It just kind of got added later on. It just kind of like it. I still to this day really like it, because yes, there's a lot. You would think the search engine is changing the way how it works, but not really. Especially when it comes to images, text-based search results. This one here is still, yeah.
There are some eternal truths when it comes to SEO, and that's what I also love about this whole industry. There are some things that are always working, and that starts with those things that you were just discussing. And if you follow simple basics when it comes to HTML, also like define those things that you can define, that should be also uniquely defined, this is already a lot of advantage over the competition, because most people don't do it. It's really a very honest kind of work, because you can do a lot, and if you just sit down and do your homework, you will reap the results.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, while we are at it,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
since we are already on Moz, the real cool tool here is also the backlink checker, right? I mean, Moz gives you so much. It used to be the Open Site Explorer. I'm not sure if you have it there, but yeah, in the free SEO tools, you can see that the link explorer, yeah. Maybe let's just hop quickly into the backlinks off-page SEO. The link explorer in the middle, or this one, yeah. You can see how much information they give to you for free, right? You can see the top linking referring domains, and yeah, this gives you already a lot of good insights about this website. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Really
like,
awesome.
you need to create an account to drive into it.
Yeah, but as I said, you can do this for free. I think they give you access for free, at least for a certain number of rows, like 25 or 30 rows, and that gives you already a good idea. Oh, okay, you're hopping on Ahrefs. Now you're
I could.
the real serious stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably something for next time.
Yeah.
We're diving very deep into this because
I love it. I mean, look at this. We've been talking for 45 minutes roughly, and I think we've analyzed a lot of interesting stuff already here. And whoever's watching this, and especially the guys from Philippines, Cebu, they might find it very helpful. I hope at least this is what we are hoping for, what we want to achieve also, that people are learning and, you know, using this.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it is, you know, and that's what we have to do every day. We have to always come back to the basics of, look, there has been already so many opportunities for us with just browsing through some of the pages without having to touch any tool out there, right? It is just the first few clicks within the website, we can already tell what is causing issues, or, you know, just a lower visibility. And just fixing that, measure it, and then go from there. That is something you can do later on. So, and that's what the pyramid is basically showing you, right? It is trying to tell you that, look, you need to start at the fundamentals of fix your site structure, fix the way how a search engine would access that. And having two websites compete with each other, and even the websites itself compete with each other, is, you know, the first thing you need to sort out before you actually jump into any keyword explorers, link explorers whatsoever, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I guess, look, what we usually do is we would just say, whoever wants to find out more, we can take it up a notch next time and do the next step. And that would be to look at content, compare content with others out there, and how we would optimize that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, and that, I just thought, you know, we'll wrap it up and come back next time with a angle on content.
Yeah, absolutely. We will do this, and I hope that you guys liked it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. Like the video and
Subscribe, like, comment.
Write a comment, ask questions, and I think there will be much more very interesting stuff happening in the near future. Stay tuned. You've got one of the greatest teachers in this realm with David. He is so prolific, and I'm always enjoying it so much to, you know, sitting down and recording a few minutes or even hours to get our hands dirty and, yeah, just talk about what we love, what we've been doing for more than 10, 12 years already. And
thank you. All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
See you next time.
See you soon.